I'm an empath by nature. I genuinely feel a lot of things and I feel big. And having spent so long in an industry where it was my literal job to verbalize a lot of people's worst case scenarios, traumas, negative life experiences, it became difficult for me, especially after having kids. I was feeling a little impacted by some of the work that I had taken on. And I really, really wanted to learn how to not work around some of those blocks, but actually work through them. My name is Sonni Abatta. I'm currently a podcast host and a freelance host. I have a background in TV news and journalism, and I spent 15 years doing that. I've been in the digital space now for over 5 years, so 20 plus experience in media and communications. You do that job with a needed degree of empathy. I think in order to be a good journalist, you do want to feel the impact of the stories that you're sharing. It was really an honor that I took very, very seriously. So whether it was something negative that we were delivering the news on or something positive, there was also the added pressure of, okay, this is someone's life we're talking about. In a lot of jobs, when you go in and you work, it's not dealing with someone's best or worst day. And it does eventually take its toll in a way. For years, I had done therapy. I'm a huge proponent of talk therapy and have found a lot of benefit in just talking through some of the challenges I've had, whether it be work-related or personal. I've always been a fan of addressing what's happening and not keeping it in. But I started to realize that wasn't enough for me because there are only so many things in the conscious state that I was letting out to my therapist, and not for lack of desire to share it, but it just wouldn't come out in the same way. So when I realized what Shanna was doing and got the opportunity to talk with her about it, I thought, wow, this would be a great sort of complement to what I'm already doing. And it can probably access things that I'm not able to access when I'm just doing talk therapy. I'm the type of person who really likes to research what something is I'm a look before you leap kind of gal. And so what was comforting to me was that I was able to ask Shanna, not only in a professional setting on my podcast, but also personally when I would see her, okay, what is this all about? Help me understand, make me feel better, because I know this is going to be a potentially really vulnerable experience. For me, I think the concern going in was, oh my gosh, I'm ready to literally access another level of consciousness. And I want to make sure that the person in the driver's seat is going to bring good energy and comfort and truly guide me through. And that was what Shanna was for me. And Shanna is so, I always tell her this, I'm like, your aura and your general nature is so peaceful and calm that I trust you with this. I would not go to just anyone for that type of very personal work, but the way that she interacts with people just on a day-to-day basis made me really confident that this was the type of person that I wanted to dig into some of this bigger stuff with, for sure. You really get a sense of connection with Shanna, which I really appreciated because it is a really vulnerable moment. She brings you through the exercise of getting you into that state, that calm state, and then you're working through all sorts of specific moments. But there was this one moment in particular where you comfort your child self, which was so much more powerful to me than I expected it to be. That was a transformative moment of not only the session, but something I've been able to take with me beyond it, because you do remember what happens for the most part in the session. I want to debunk that. People are like, what if I come out and I say all these things I didn't know? I'm like, you know what you're saying. It was really cool to take that moment that Shanna walked me through in the session and use it even today in day-to-day life. It gave me a template for comforting myself. And I had never done that before. And when you can look at yourself through that lens, it gave me the ability to be more compassionate with myself, with other people. And it's helped beyond that one session so much. What was great was that Shanna sent me home with not only the profound experience of what we did together in session, but that recording, which hit all of the points of the session that needed to be addressed. And so it made it so easy for me, and still if I want to go back and find some of that piece that I got in that session. I would say working with Shanna could help no matter what stage of life you're in or what level of comfort you have with talking with a therapist or not, this is different. It's not the typical process you've been through before, and it's in a good way. It's different. I just couldn't be more happy that I spent those 2 hours with Shanna.